Hi guys, this is Gigi Garibaldi. I'm here and I just wanted to touch base with you guys regarding my weight loss journey. Something that I've been working on for the past year and a half, and something that is honestly so near and dear to my heart because it's something that I've struggled with my entire life. So I decided back in January of 2019 that I needed to change my habits because they were really unhealthy. I was extremely overweight. And I was weighing in at like almost 250 pounds. I couldn't really walk as well as much as I wanted to. I needed help getting up from the couch, just super embarrassing things that people don't really talk about when they're overweight, but really do plague our minds and the way we feel about ourselves. So I tackled my fitness journey much like you would any type of major decision in your life. I really planned, evaluated, looked at things that were really important to me and saw the things that I needed to change. So my first suggestion, what I did first was realizing what was my weakness. Your weakness can be a plate of pasta, it can be chips and salsa. Mine is sugar. I literally love sugar more than anything in the entire world. It's my favorite thing. If you gave me 3 meals out of the day, I would choose dessert for every single one. So honestly, that is my first suggestion. Figuring out what your weakness is, because here's the thing, we all know what it takes to lose weight, right? There's enough, written stuff out there, research that says, you know what? You need to eat better, eat clean, and work out, and all the weight will come off. But then you're like, I've been doing that, and why do I always fail? Why do I always say, oh my gosh, I'll start next Monday. Oh my God, I'll start next month. Yes, I will start next year. Whatever it is, we're always wanting to start farther out, right? We always make an excuse. So for me, after doing like a lot of research, because I was, why is this all happening? There's two things that I think make it so hard for us to continue on with our journey. The first thing I found was that we make so many choices in our day, whether it's your mom calling you asking you what you want for dinner, or your husband asking what should we do with the kids, or your boss asking what do we think about this. Whatever it is, we're making so many choices that throughout the day, at the very end of the day, all you want is to come home and eat. And what I do when I come home and after a really long day is I choose something that's the fastest and the easiest, whether that's Taco Bell or a bowl of pasta with some marinara store-bought from, wherever. I always choose stuff like that. And what I found is that if you eliminate the choice behind food, it can definitely help you in how you approach it. The second thing is that you can have food and everything you want in moderation. And while that may be true for 50% of Americans, let me tell you that it is not true for me. If I have a handful of M&Ms, immediately within an hour, I want to have a bowl of ice cream, or I want to have more candy. It essentially just triggers me to want to continue eating bad. If I have a bad meal for breakfast, then I'm like, you know what, screw it. I can eat terrible for the rest of the day. I mean, that's just something that I've found consistent with myself and what is stopping me from continually, consistently following a healthy routine. So here it goes. I will tell you guys how I lost 81 pounds in a year and a half. So what do? I eat 3 meals a day, I have no snacks, and I don't have any type of sugar or flour besides fruit. And I drink a ton of water, and I do have a little bit of coffee because that's my vice and like my one treat in the day. It does sound intense, right? Like it sounds like, oh my God, like is that enough food? Does it work? Let me tell you, after years of dieting, after years of doing the lemon and cayenne whatever diet, of starving myself, of eating just vegetables, of doing paleo, like literally Atkins, every diet in the book I have tried, every gym in the book I have tried. And what I'm about to tell you works, okay? So I have 3 meals a day. I don't have any sugar, I don't have any flour, I have a ton of water, a little bit of coffee, and absolutely no snacking. And I know that sounds extreme, but it is the easiest thing that I've ever done, and it's the most consistent I've ever been with any type of weight loss. So I follow the Bright Line eating plan. It's by this woman, she's amazing, and she basically talks about how we as a society are addicted to flour and sugar, and that is why we can never lose weight, because there's sugar in absolutely everything. Go pick up a can of marinara sauce, you'll find sugar. Go pick up a can of corn, there's sugar in it. Go pick up a can of green beans, there is sugar in the green beans. Let me tell you, it is everywhere. It's sprinkled all over our society. And so for me, I personally had to eliminate everything from the diet. I was addicted to sugar, so I eliminated all types of sugar besides fruit. I eliminated all types of flour. That includes bread, tortillas, all of that I literally eliminated from my diet. And let me tell you, the first week was rough. The first week I was hungry, but you're in a deficit, so you were supposed to be hungry. You're supposed to be struggling a little bit because you need to be eating less than what your body needs. So the first week was hard. Let me tell you, I was even craving mint or sugar. Any type of mint, a Tic Tac, I was like, oh my God, give it to me. But I didn't do it. It has lasted. Once you get the sugar and the flour craving out of your system, yes, it is still there because I'm an addict, but I do not need it anymore. I can see a brownie, I can smell a brownie, and I don't eat the brownie, which is amazing win, because before I would have eaten the entire brownie bag. I would have had a whole thing of Ben & Jerry's, and then I would have continued on with a bowl of pasta that night, because that's what a binge is, right? An unhealthy relationship with food. And let me tell you, I've established a healthy relationship with food by following this, planning my meals every single night and prepping the meals beforehand if I think I'm not going to be home the next day. So here's the thing. You may have a great plan. You're like, you know what, I'm going to eat healthy all this week. And then all of a sudden a friend invites you out to go get a margarita, or let's go to Taco Tuesday. And you're like, oh, screw it. Let me just go get some tacos. Let me just go get a margarita. And what happens is that triggers you into falling back into old habits. And then what happens is you binge. And then you're like, oh my God, let me start next Monday. So what I'm saying is always set yourself up for success. Always choose the healthiest option, and by doing so, you can continue creating healthier habits. And by that I mean plan your meals. Plan what you're going to eat. That's what I do. Every single night I say, what am I going to have for breakfast? What am I going to have for lunch and dinner? And that is what I'm going to eat. I am not going to deter from that. I am not going to change it, because it changes, right? It takes out the choice, the first problem that we have. It takes out the choice. At the end of the day, you already have it planned, so it's perfect. In regards to working out, if you have a binging, overeating, unhealthy relationship with food, I suggest tackling it first. For me, I started tackling that in January of 2019, and I didn't really seriously, I did work out for sure, but I didn't seriously start taking working out serious until August of 2019, about a year ago. And what that did for me was allowed me to tackle one thing at a time. If you decide one day that you want to work out and you want to start eating well on Monday, that's very overwhelming. Think about it. That's a huge life change. You may not think it is. There's a reason why people continually, consistently fail at changing their lifestyle habits. And that is because we take on too much at one time. Let me tell you, again, I am the queen of diets and working out. I am the queen of, I will start on Monday. I am the queen of overloading myself. By time Tuesday evening, I'm like, screw it, I'm going to eat whatever I want. Start with one thing at a time. So tackle your food. Create those healthy habits, whatever they may be. Try to eliminate the soda one day. Try to eliminate the extra candy or the cake that you have at your nephew's birthday party. Try to eliminate those small things first. And then once you feel like you have a good grasp on those things, on that routine, then take on working out. I personally use the Sweat app. The Sweat app is by Kayla Itsinas. You can follow her on Instagram. She has amazing, inspiring stories from all of her followers. Essentially, it's an app that you can bring anywhere. It has the the new workout. It's called Zero Equipment BBG. And I literally plop that on my phone, and I go to a grass area by myself at my nephew's soccer practice and I work out. That is how easy it is. It's only 28 minutes and I feel like my entire body is sweating and I'm super like exhausted, but I'm still motivated to continue working out. For me, I love the BBG, I love the Sweat app, because what happens is if you go to a gym, right, you start getting in your head. At least for me, whenever I was in a gym, I felt like everyone was judging me. I felt like I almost had to put makeup on. Like, makeup at the gym, I hate that because I literally sweat like a pig. This is probably the most makeup I've worn in, I don't know, 6 months. So for me personally, I just don't think the gym works for me. I've tried boxing, I've tried, what have I done? Dancing, Orange Theory, CrossFit, personal training, kickboxing. And let me tell you, all of them are fun, but they don't last, because I feel personally that I'm judged. I feel that if it's a personal training class, I can't fit it into my schedule. And so with the BBG, with the Sweat app, I literally can bring it wherever I go. I started my journey, like I said, in January 2019, but I started planning for my lifestyle change in December of 2018. I took an entire month to think about what was my weakness, what could make me successful, what habits I needed to change, and that's when I did a lot of the research on the sugar and flour. That's when I came up with that. That's when I realized my addiction is sugar. I realized that to start this diet, I needed the support of my community and my family. So what I did was I reached out and I said, hey, can you guys not invite me to any barbecues, any dinners out for the first couple of months? Because what happens is if you go out to eat with friends or family, then you're like, you know what, let me just try a piece of your lasagna. Let me just try a piece of your burger and fries. And then what happens? You continue to eat it. You continue to go on and on and on. So for me, I really had to do a lot of thoughtful planning. I really had to do some soul searching and sit with myself and figure out what works for me and what doesn't. Is if you're going to create this huge lifestyle change, it's a lifestyle change. So what happens is you need to plan for a lifestyle change. You need to mentally prepare. You can't just say, tomorrow I'm going to start. Monday, I'm gonna start. If it's something for you that you've been struggling with your whole life, then you need to take the time, the effort that you need to create some new routines, some new habits, and that's exactly what I did. I put effort into myself. I invested in myself, and I'm the happiest I've ever been. I was 250 pounds a year and a half ago. I'm 64 now. I had a fair share of my up and downs. I had weeks where I binged. I had days when I didn't work out. I had a whole month where I was depressed and ate whatever I wanted within that year and a half. So let me tell you, I am not some evil genius. I can't consistently always do what's right, but what I can do is always get back up. If you're climbing up that mountain, if you're climbing and climbing and you're making all this progress and all of a sudden a landslide comes at you, what are you going to do? You're not going to go all the way back to base camp. You're going to literally climb back up that mountain and you're going to conquer that shit. And let me tell you, it's worth it. I believed in myself and I gave myself the opportunity to succeed. And if you have questions, if you have doubts, if you don't know what you're doing, reach out to me because I would love to help. I would love to help. This is more about weight loss. It's about finding who you are. It's about dedicating yourself to your health and fitness because you only got one body. And for me, reminding myself that I was the most important thing right now was it. And that's literally where I found my motivation, by believing in myself. So if you have any questions, reach out to my Instagram. I would love to help. I'm here just to answer any questions you guys may have. So